Hi everybody, welcome to the program. In today's episode, I am going to introduce the Nigerian author Chinua Achebe. I know when I say Nigerian author, many people would say authors from Nigeria because actually what we associate Nigeria with is football, fraudsters or drug dealers. That is why I wanted to introduce today the one of the leading authors of Nigeria who has highlighted Nigerian literature and brought it up in the world. Chinua Achebe, fondly known as the father of African literature, has published 5 novels, numerous short story collections, various poems and features in a distinguished career. Apart from this, he had always upheld Nigerian culture and have also taken up a teaching job in US. In the later part of his life, he became a publisher concentrating only on highlighting the works of African authors. From 1990, he was teaching in Bard College in US till his death. Going into the life of Chinua Achebe, we see that he was born in 1930 as Albert Achebe, one of the 6 children of his parents in British Nigeria. He belongs to the Igbo tribe, one of the dominant tribes of Nigeria. As a child, Chinua was a good student, and when he completed his school, he was given a scholarship to pursue medical studies. However, he had changed the subject and wanted to study literature. He joined the college in Nigeria and at the same time took up writing. At that point of time, he also changed his name from Albert to Chinua, which was more Igbo sounding. His first 3 novels, the first one, the first one, Things Fall Apart, published in 1958, No Longer at Ease, published in 1960, and Arrow of God, published in 1964, are together referred as the African Trilogy and remain his most important work till date. During the Nigerian Civil War of 1967 to 70, when the region of Biafra broke away from Nigeria, Chinua supported the people of the newly formed country and worked as their ambassador. When in 1970, Nigeria retook Biafra, Chinua became involved in Nigerian politics but resigned soon after as he was not able to handle the corrupt politics of Nigeria. For a few years in the 70s, Chinua moved to US and worked there as a teacher in one of the colleges. In 1990, he was involved in an automobile accident in Lagos, Nigeria, and was paralyzed from leg downwards. But this did not deter him from leading a normal life, and he again moved to US and took up a teaching assignment in Bard College and taught there till the time of his death. He died in 2013, and he has fulfilled his hope of bringing Nigerian literature up in the world as one of the major English literatures of the world. Let us see how he how he took up writing and how he published his first book, Things Fall Apart. Because then only we will understand the difficulty Chinua faced for writing as well as publishing his book. Chinua started writing short stories while still a student. His subjects were mainly the changing Nigerian society with the advent of the British and the arrival of Christian missionaries in the late 19th century, and how the conflicts took place between the traditional values and the modern times. At the same time, Chinua started reading European authors who wrote on various novels on Africa. The Nigerian characters depicted in those fiction works were either as savages or as buffoons. This disappointed and displeased Chinua, and he got convinced that African storytelling has to be made by Africans only. He wrote his first novel, Things Fall Apart, and sent it to London for typing, along with the typing fees, as there was at that time no facility for typing in Lagos, Nigeria. But after a few months, he never got back the copy of the manuscript in the type form, and he started getting worried because he only had one copy of the manuscript which he had already sent for typing. At that time, he was working for Nigeria State Broadcasting Corporation and had an English lady as his boss. This English lady was going to London on her annual leave, and Chinua requested her to look into the typing company to find out what had happened to his manuscript. Chinua's boss reached that typing institute in London and found out that the manuscript was still lying untyped even after a passage of several months. Only after she spoke to the typing institute, Chinua received a typed copy of the manuscript. This intervention by Chinua's boss is very important and crucial, because Chinua himself said that had the manuscript been lost, he would have been so disappointed that he would not have written any further. Thus, the timely intervention of Chinua's boss prevented this mishap, and Chinua was able to complete his novel. When he sent the novel to various London publishers to find out who would be publishing the novel, because at that point of time there was no typing facility in Lagos. Most of the major publishers refused to look into the work of an African author because they thought that there is no future, no sales potential for any African author who has written a work of fiction. When the manuscript landed in the offices of Henneman, the ultimate publisher, their executives were also hesitant to touch this manuscript, which came from an unknown African author from Lagos, Nigeria. It was only after one of the supervisors who had come back from a recent trip to West Africa had given a very clear note that the publishers decided to publish this book. In fact, Henneman did not do any publicity before publishing the book. They just typed 2000 copies of the book, and that was it. The book was not received well initially, both in London as well as in Nigeria. The British critics were very lukewarm in their response to an unknown Nigerian author, and the Nigerians felt that how can their countrymen write a book when most of the times, mostly till that time, writing of novels is a prerogative of the Britishers. It was only subsequently when the critics read the books and started giving good reviews did the sale of the books pick up. Chinua died in 2013 after having seen his ambition of African authors being given their proper place in the world of literature as he had expected. My introduction and association with Chinua Achebe's works is very recent, and when I started checking out the African literature, I found that he is one of the famous writers from Nigeria, and I have read 2 of his novels till now and intend reading his works further. What I have read has been of great interest to me because his style is simple and takes us back to a period which is very, very nice to read because it deals with the colonial era and the rural Nigeria, particularly about the Igbo tribes. Now let us see how the first book, Things Fall Apart, unfolds. This book is actually written in the backdrop of British Nigeria in the late 19th century, when the Christian missionaries were making their move in rural Nigeria amongst the Igbo tribes to convert them to Christianity, and there was always the conflict going on between the traditions and the modern world. The protagonist of the book is Okonkwo, who is a leading wrestler of a village and an upcoming leader of his society. The village elders consider him to be the next generation leader, young leader of the next generation, and Okonkwo is very aggressive and he is actually out to remove the legacy of his father, who was disgraced by the village elders. The village elders have given the protection of a child who was handed over to Okonkwo's tribe as a part of a peace treaty with another tribe. And Okonkwo treats this child as his own son. But due to certain reasons, the village elders have decided to sacrifice the child and have entrusted Okonkwo with the job of that sacrifice. One of the village elders had requested Okonkwo not to do the sacrifice because it is not going to bring any good for Okonkwo. However, Okonkwo, as per the wishes of the village elders, sacrifices the child in front of their god. But after that, he is very sad and feels as if he has killed his own child. Things suddenly turned for the worse for Okonkwo after this sacrifice, and he has to go away for a 7-year exile period. When he returns, he sees that things in his village have completely changed. The Christian missionaries have already come to the village. His own son has been converted to Christianity, and the villagers are unwilling to fight for their honor. Being an aggressive man, Okonkwo murders one of the representatives of the British government. When the British army and police come to arrest him, they find Okonkwo hanging from the ceiling of his own house. He has committed suicide because he has realized that things have really changed and he is not able to cope up with them anymore. The legacy of Okonkwo is carried forward in the next 2 books, No Longer at Ease and The Arrow of God. I would urge you all to answer this question of mine. Having heard about Having heard about the story of Okonkwo and the other works of Chinua Achebe, would you like to read Chinua? If you ask me, the answer is yes. Before I sign off, I would like to tell you that very recently I have participated in a very special program where me and my close friend Mr. Ravi Soundararajan, we have jointly reviewed a book, and I would urge you to see this, which I will upload along with this episode in my channel. Thank you, and what should I say? See you all soon.